Hey guys, so today I'm going to do a review and demo with the Morphe brushes that I recently purchased. I recently got a set from HauteLook's website. If you were not familiar with HauteLook, they are a Nordstrom store and they are online and they have events featuring different brands every day and they last a few days usually. But basically they sell brands at affordable prices, kind of like if you were going to go to Nordstrom Rack, but it's online and it's just featuring specific brands at a time. So if you would like to see me try out my Morphe brushes that I got and also hear my thoughts and reviews on them, then please keep watching. The set that I got from HauteLook is called the Set 513 MB Black 22-piece Master Pro Set. So it came with 21 brushes and then also a carrying little belt type thing that you could put around your waist to carry brushes, but that's more for like professional use if you are a makeup artist and you're going to do makeup on clients. So I don't think I'm going to get that much use out of it, but I'll show you all the brushes real quick. I forgot to mention that this brush set retails for $79.99 on Morphe's website, but I got it on HauteLook's website for $39. So just so you know what the price was, I think it's a pretty good deal. I'll show you all the brushes that it came with. So this one is a MB1 brush. It's just a basic powder brush. There's another one that's pretty similar to it. It's the MB2 brush, and it's another one that you could basically use for powder, but it's a little bit more dense. It's not as tapered as the other one. Okay, the next brush is this one. It's kind of like a stippling brush. It's flat and round on the top, so I ended up using this for blush today. And this one is a really fat, large brush, but I really like these types of brushes since I tried them out. It's an MB33 brush, and it's just a fan brush. Looks like that. So I like using this to contour. And this one is an MB8 brush. It's more dense than the other powder brush I showed you before, and it's a little bit shorter and smaller. And this one is another kind of flat stippling type brush. I don't know if it's a stippling brush, but it's flat and it's round. It's an MB6 brush. So if you could see, it is round and then it's flat. And then this one is the MB4 brush. It's an angled brush. I think this would be really good for contouring and then maybe also for blush application if you like using an angled brush for blush application. It has that nice little angle. It's really soft and it's kind of dense but not too dense. And this brush is an MB9 brush. It looks like it's just kind of like a flat foundation brush that you could use to apply liquid foundation. Okay, the next brush is this MB15 brush. It is very short and chunky, fat kind of, and it's very dense. This is basically like a brow and eyelash brush. Has the brush and comb. It's an MB22 brush, just like a basic brush. I don't usually use that much. And then this one is a MB17 brush. It's flat on the top and a little bit dense, but not super dense. Okay, this brush I ended up really liking when I used it today. It's MB23. It's a tapered kind of eyeshadow blending brush. Okay, so this brush is an MB20 brush. It's kind of like a flat shading type brush, but it's also has a little bit of curve on it. This one is an MB16 brush. It also is a flat type of shading brush, but it's not as pointy as the other one. This one's more just flat. This one is an MB18 brush. I think you could use this as a eyeshadow brush to use to blend out your crease. If you want a really precise crease and you just want to get an eyeshadow into a certain area and not blend it out too much. This is an MB10 brush. It kind of reminds me of a flat concealer brush. I'm not sure if that's what it's for, but that's what it looks like to me. This one is an MB21 brush. I think that this is supposed to be for if you're doing a liquid eyeliner, like a gel liquid liner. This one is an MB27 brush. It's kind of just a pointed pencil type brush. This brush is MB32. It's an angled eyeliner brush. You could also use this for your brows if you wanted to. This is an MB26 brush. I think you could use this to apply shadow to your lower lash line more precisely, or you could also use this to highlight your inner corner. This is an MB19 brush. It's kind of like the other brush I just showed you, but it's a little bit longer and wider and more tapered, so it's not as thick and dense. It also comes with this little like belt type thing, so it can hold all of the brushes in here. There's little slots for them, and I think that there's enough room for more than just the brushes that it comes with. It's just like a little plastic type pouch thing, and then it has a little strap that goes around your waist and it's adjustable so that you could actually wear this on your waist. This is actually pretty nice if you are a professional makeup artist and you're going to do makeup on clients, because it comes with this, so you could carry this on the go and just not have to lay your brushes out. They could be on your body and easy to get to, so I think that's nice. I don't think I'm going to personally get that much use out of this because I'm not a professional makeup artist, but I could just use this to store brushes and roll it up if I don't have room on my vanity. And that completes all of the brushes that it comes with. I know that was a lot of brushes, but those are all the brushes that it comes with, so it's nice. You get a nice variety of brushes, so you could use it for basically any need you need a brush for. I looked it up on the website. They're all synthetic and vegan, so there's no animal hair or anything like that. I obviously did my makeup already, and I used some of the brushes from the collection to do my makeup today, and this is how it turned out. If you would like to see how the makeup brushes perform actually on the face, then please keep watching. So I already put on my foundation and concealer and blended everything out with a blending sponge. I used the Pure Cosmetics blending sponge that I got in my BoxyCharm box. I really like this. It's nice and damp, so it's nice and fat, so I just use this to blend all over my face. I already set my under eyes with this It Cosmetics brush just because I don't have a brush that came in the Morphe set that I feel like is going to be good to set my under eyes, and I don't want to mess it up because if they're not soft and fluffy enough, I find that some brushes will make my concealer under my eyes crack and kind of separate and look a little bit patchy, if that makes sense. But now I'm going to powder the rest of my face. So I'm going to try out, there's two brushes that look like they'd be good for powder. One of them is the MB2 brush and the other one is the MB1. I think I'm going to try the MB1 just to see what it's like. So to set my face, I'm using the Cinema Secrets setting powder. I like using this especially when I use a foundation that is a little bit more yellow because I'm using the Milani foundation today. I have the shade 01 Creamy Vanilla, and that one is a little bit too yellow for my skin tone, but when I use this setting powder on top of it, it kind of neutralizes the yellow a little bit. Even though this is a translucent colorless powder, it makes everything look closer to my skin tone. So I'm just going to dip this powder brush in there and start powdering my face. I have oily skin, so I set my entire face because if I don't, then my foundation won't stay throughout the whole day. Okay, so I feel like this brush did a pretty good job to set my entire face. This one does feel very nice and soft. So now I'm going to bronze up my face. I'm going to use the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is my go-to bronzer. I love using this to contour. So these are the two brushes I'm thinking of using. This one might be the best one. This one is kind of an angled brush. It's an Morphe MB4 brush. As you can see, it has that little angled edge, but it looks pretty fluffy and flat. So I think this will be good for contouring my cheeks. Actually, that seems like it's working pretty well. Yeah, so I think this brush actually worked pretty well to contour my cheeks. And then to bronze up my forehead, it came with this brush as well. This is a Morphe MB33 brush. So I think that this brush also did a pretty good job comparing it to the Crown brush, which is basically the same type of brush. Okay, I think I'm going to try out this brush to contour my nose. It's the MB23 brush. It's pretty fluffy and it's like a eyeshadow blending brush, but it's pretty fluffy. It's not too dense, so I think it might work well to contour my nose. Just using my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer again. I think that did a pretty good job so far. I'm going to also use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit. I have the light to medium one. I like to use this one because it has some highlighting powder, so it has a kind of yellow tinted shade and then a little bit more pinkish shade. I like to mix these together just to blend out the contour so it doesn't look too harsh, and also to highlight the center of my nose, the bridge of my nose. Okay, I actually like this brush a lot. I think this worked a little bit better than the brushes I have right now, just because it is more fluffy and tapered. Okay, for a blush, I think I'm going to use the Physicians Formula Butter Blush. I have the shade Plum Rose. And when I do my blush, I like to use a stippling type brush, so I'm going to try this one from Morphe. It's a MB5 brush because I don't like it when it looks too harsh. So I think that just gave a nice little bit of warmth to my cheeks without it looking too harsh. So I think that this does a pretty good job. It's nice and soft. Basically, I'm saying the same thing for all of these. They're nice and soft, but it does do a good job. It doesn't seem like it's disrupting my makeup or anything. So now I'm going to move on to eyes. I just put on some eyeshadow primer potion from Urban Decay. just the little original one. I think for eyeshadow, I'm going to use these two palettes. This is the BH Cosmetics Carly Bybel palette, the original one. So she just came out with a new Carly Bybel palette that's bigger. It's really pretty. It has some new shades in it, and the inside, instead of it being this like white print, it's marble, like white marble print, which I'm obsessed with marble, so I love it, but I don't have it. So in honor of her new palette, I thought I would go into this palette and do a look with this, and then I might also go into the Morphe and Kathleen Lights palette to, you know, do a complete look. Not saying that you can't do a complete look with this one, but I don't know. I'm just saying I might go into this one as well. Not really sure what I'm going to do yet though. First, I'm going to set that eyeshadow primer potion with this MB23 brush. This is the one I use for my nose contour. I'm going to use this one again. And I'm going to go into this off-white shade right here. I think I want to do kind of a mauve look with this palette since there's really pretty mauve shades in here over here. I'm going to use that same brush. I just wiped it off on a towel. I'm going to use that same brush and go into this mauve shade right here. And I'm going to blend this into my crease and then also focus on the outer corner of my lid. So I'm going to just keep adding this color to my lid. And I'm still using that same Morphe brush to build up the color. So now that that mauve color is all over my lid and in my crease, I'm going to go into this darker mauvey purple shade right over here, and I'm going to use that same brush, I think, and I just have a little bit of product on it, and I'm going to focus this in the crease and also the outer corner. So far I really like how this brush is working to blend out my eyeshadow. It feels really nice and soft. Since it's pretty long and tapered for a blending brush, it's really easy to focus where you want to place the product, but then also to blend it out. And I just whip off the brush again and I'm just blending everything so it doesn't look too harsh and everything looks nice and blended. So now I think I'm going to try using this other brush. It's an MB20 brush from Morphe, and it's kind of just a flat shading type brush. I think I'm going to go into this shimmery shade over here. It's kind of like a pale pink shimmery shade. I'm going to try to pack this on my lid, focusing on the areas that I didn't put the darker purple. And I think I'm going to use some setting spray to make this more pigmented. I'm going to use the Milani Make It Last setting spray. So I think I'm going to try this gold shimmery shade up here from the Morphe and Kathleen Lights palette. I'm going to use the same brush. I'm just going to wipe it off. And I sprayed it with the makeup setting spray again from Milani. And now I'm going to go back into those two mauvey purple shades, and I'm going to use those to just blend everything in with that gold shade in the crease so it looks all blended and just to the intensity that I want. So first I'm going in with a lighter mauve shade, and then I'm going to go into that darker purple and focus this on the outer corner and right in the crease. And then I have another brush from Morphe, the MB16 brush. It's another kind of flat shading brush, but it's smaller than the other one I was using. I'm going to use this brush to smoke out my lower lash line. I think I'm going to go into the kind of taupe brownish shade right here. To highlight my inner corner, I'm going to use this MB27 brush. It's kind of a pencil type brush. It's pointed. I think I'm going to try mixing these two shades together to highlight my inner corner. I don't feel like that highlighted that much, so I'm going to go into the Morphe palette and use this shade right here. It's a shimmery shade to highlight my inner corner. I'm going to use this Morphe MB18 brush. It just looks like that. I'm going to use this and mix these two shades. They're kind of like ivory off-white shades. I'm going to use those to highlight my brow bone. Okay, so that completes my eyeshadow. I think that's good for now. I'm going to do my eyeliner and mascara real quick. Okay, I just finished putting on eyeliner and mascara. I use the Cosmetics Illustrative Eyeliner brush tip and then the Stila Huge Extreme Mascara. This eyeliner I got in my Ipsy bag for this month, for April. In my Ipsy bag video, I used this and I really liked it, but I didn't know who created the brand. I thought it was just some random brand that I had never heard of. because most of the times when I get things from Ipsy or BoxyCharm, there's a lot of brands that I've never heard of, so I just assumed it was something like that. But I looked it up, and actually Michelle Phan started this company, I think. So that's pretty cool that she started this company. I had no idea when I first tried it, but maybe that's a good thing that I didn't know, because I gave an honest opinion. I said that I really liked it and that I would want to repurchase it without knowing that this was a company by Michelle Phan. Yeah, I just wanted to mention that now I know that this is from Michelle Phan, and I think it's really good though. I've been using it since I got my Ipsy bag. So I'm gonna use the lippy stick from ColourPop Cosmetics. This is Aquarius. It's the cream formula. This is one of Kathleen Light's collaborations with them. I really like this color. It's just a really pretty nude. That's what it looks like right here. I think it's just a really pretty color. You could wear it basically like with any look. So that completes my look using the Morphe brushes today. Overall, I really like these Morphe brushes that I got. These are the first Morphe brushes I've ever tried out, and I'm pretty impressed by them. I have heard really good things about Morphe brushes, but I've never used them like I said. I've heard that they're pretty good quality for a really affordable price, and I would definitely agree with that. They all feel really nice and soft, and they don't feel like they're going to shed or anything. They don't seem to disrupt my makeup when I'm blending. It doesn't seem like it picks up the makeup that's already on my face when I'm blending products out, especially with powders on top of powders. And I think that the eyeshadow brushes worked really well. I really like this to use to contour my forehead, and then I really liked using this one to set my entire face. Oh, and then this brush worked really well to contour my nose. This one worked pretty well to contour my cheeks as well. I'm really happy with my purchase. I think I'm gonna get a lot of use out of these, and I can't wait to use the other brushes that I didn't get to use today. If you haven't checked out Morphe brushes, I would highly recommend them just based off of using it today. I hope that this video was helpful in some way. Hopefully, if you are interested in Morphe, this helps you get an idea of the quality and how they work when you actually use them on your face. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe so you can keep up with my videos. I post videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!